Welcome to the web series Exploring 9/11, The World Before and After, a production of the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. I'm Clifford Chanin of the Memorial Museum. I'm speaking today with Lawrence Wright, author, screenwriter, playwright, and New Yorker staff writer, and author of the Pulitzer Prize winning nonfiction book, The Looming Tower, Al-Qaeda and the Road to 9/11. A book that's been translated into 29 languages and serves as the basis for his widely acclaimed one-man show, My Trip to Al-Qaeda. It seems striking to me to think of the book, of course, having very quickly won acclaim and then the Pulitzer Prize, 29 languages, turning it into a one-man show and then eventually into a video of that show. This seems to speak to an ongoing and deep public interest in understanding more deeply the events of 9/11, what lay behind them, who was involved on all sides. Is that really your experience? Is that what's been driving this continuing engagement with the issue for you?
Well, there was certainly still a hunger on the part of people to know more about it, and I just felt that a different medium would be another way of telling the story. I'm not a character in the book, but people continually, after I wrote it, asked me what my experience was actually talking to these jihadis, and how did you react? What did they think about you? And in a way, I thought that's an interesting area to explore because it's much more personal to me. And I thought I would write a play about my own experiences and going back into the Arab world after 9/11 and trying to understand this phenomenon personally.
And give us a few samples of these strong reactions you encountered and your own reactions to the reactions that your presence must have excited.
Well, I got to say that I vowed that when I finished this project, next time somebody wagged their finger under my nose, I was going to snap it off. We were a lot of angry reactions, especially, I guess, at the beginning in Cairo, right after 9/11. There was, and this was a country I really loved. I had lived in Egypt for 2 years long ago when I was a young man, taught there. But, and then to go back and find all this fury directed at America and the level of cultural denial for the responsibility for this tragedy was very galling. So there were times, like the last day of my first trip to Cairo after 9/11, I was there for 3 months, and I had a talk with Issam al-Arian, who was a spokesman for the Muslim Brothers, and he had just gotten out of prison, and he was really upset, and I was still upset from 9/11, and it really degenerated into a very angry discussion. There were a lot of those.
What brought you back there in the immediate aftermath of 9/11? How soon did you go after 9/11 to Cairo?
Well, I went in January of 2002. Right after 9/11, I wrote about John O'Neill, who was an FBI figure who died in 9/11. And then as soon as I could after that, I went to Cairo. So I guess it was 3.5 months after 9/11.